In this sequence, I'm going to start off with doing double arm arcs to start getting more mobility in the shoulder joints and the upper back. So each time the arms go overhead, then the top of the upper back or the thoracic spine goes into slight extension. So by combining that with bridging, you get overall spine mobility, which is really good for posture. So I'm going to keep this bridging movement going. So exhale to roll up, and then the hands go almost to the floor, but not quite. So that takes your upper back still into a slightly rounded position or flexion. So that means that you can lift up to the wide part in between your shoulders. Now then I'm going to add a single leg lift. So increasing the challenge to the back of the body. So getting more tone in the back of the legs, more tone in the back side. So keeping the hips up high, keeping the arms just off the mat, and then roll down, take the arms overhead. Then curl up, pick up the head, neck and shoulders, and at the same time, exhale and push off with your toes to lift the legs into a tabletop position. So here the spine goes into slight extension, then it comes into flexion. So it goes into an arch, and then you round the spine into a curl. So then stretch out the legs and direct the eye gaze towards your toes. So we're going to inhale for 5 and exhale for 5 for the hundreds breathing. So the arms are pumping vigorously and breathing in and then changing to the single leg stretch. So bring the knee in towards the chest, keep your eyes looking at your outstretched toe, pull with your arms, push with your leg, and then take it up into single straight leg stretch. So lift the chest a little higher. So now you're balancing around about thoracic vertebrae number 10. So the abs will be in more tone. Still pulling with the arms, pushing with the legs, and then walk down for the leg circles. Now I've got my fingertips on my hip bones, thumbs on the lowest rib. So I'm focusing on keeping both sides of the ribs, both sides of the hips equally weighted or equally balanced on the mat, and keeping both sides of the waist long. So making sure to cross the midline of the body with each circle, whether it's going forward or whether it's in reverse. Then bring both feet up towards the ceiling, clasp your hands behind your head, curl up, and then exhale as the legs move away for the double straight leg stretch. Exhale, legs move away. Inhale, they come on back up. And then lower the other leg down, lower the head, neck and shoulders down. And again, fingertips on the hip bones, thumbs on the lowest rib. So you're keeping both sides of the waist long. Exhale as the leg goes away. Inhale as it comes back up. And if you notice that when you're doing circles, your hip starts to click a little, make it more into an oval, and you'll notice that it's a much smoother movement. Now curl up for the double leg stretch. So we're going to inhale to reach away, exhale, squeeze all the air out of your lungs when you bring your knees in towards your chest. So knees into the chest and really strong exhale. Roll on up and sit in the mermaid position. Reaching the arm long overhead. And again, thinking of lengthening both sides of the waist. And then exhale, twist around and underneath. Again, having that feeling of getting all of the air out of the lungs. And over to the other side. Turn into the single leg kick position now. So elbows are right underneath the shoulders. And then we're going to kick one leg twice in towards your bottom. So we go kick, kick, feel a nice stretch in the front of the thighs, and then stretch, getting tone in the back of the body. Turn over into the side kick position. So I'm increasing the challenge here straight away by taking one hand behind the head and lifting the bottom leg up off the mat. So we've reduced the base of support, so just balancing on the side of the hip, balancing on the elbow, leg goes up and down, and then add in the circles, getting really nice movement through the hip joints. And then swing the legs around to the other side, ready for the mermaid. So we inhale to grow taller, exhale over into a big side bend, thinking of opening the ribs up like a fan. Twist around, squeeze all the air out of your lungs. So by getting all the air out of your lungs, then it creates the need for a big inhale. And then up and over to the other side. Step out into a plank position. So make sure that the bony part of the elbows is facing out, soft part of the elbows facing in, and then exhale, lengthen one leg away, reaching long from the tip of the toes all the way to the crown of the head. Exhale to lower down, and then we're going into the dart position. So inhale, lift through the chest and direct your eye gaze long and low. Reaching the fingertips long towards your toe tips and coming up to balance on the lowest rib. And on the next one, stay up. Lengthen the legs till they lift off the mat and then reach the arms up and down for really nice tone in the upper back and upper arms. Then inhale up into your swan, exhale to go back down. So we inhale, peel the front of the spine off the mat, and then exhale, place the front of the spine back down on the mat. Think of getting more length. So thinking of getting more space in between each vertebrae as you lift, and more space on the way down. On the next one, we're going to stay up and then rock and roll down and up. And then sit back on your heels for a little cat stretch. And then go to the other side for the side kick series. So keeping the lower leg lifted to increase the challenge to the inner thigh, and also increasing the challenge to balance. And then lift and lower the top leg, and then go into the circles, getting really nice tone throughout the muscles in the legs. Keeping the waist long. And then come on up, ready for the side bend. So in this one, I'm keeping my feet one in front of the other rather than stacked. And then from here, sit down from the side bend, and then sit up really tall, ready to go into the saw. So we exhale over, saw off the little toe. So arabesque the arms and direct your eye gaze to the underneath of the back hand. As if you're trying to put your ear onto your knee. Swing the legs around, ready for the side bend on the other side. So we exhale to dive up and over, and then lower 3/4 of the way down for the side bend. So you look towards your heels, Look towards your hands. Lower all the way down. Move forward, roll down. And then we're going to exhale and cross over for the crisscross. So both sides of the hips stay on the mat. One shoulder blade lifts, so you can exhale and cross over. Lower on down, stretch the legs up high and finish off with a rollover. Exhale, roll over, balance in between the wide part in between your shoulders, and then roll on down. Hug the knees into the chest after your last one.